Thank you very much. So, welcome to another edition of Tableau. I'm so excited to see you guys again because our last class was like 3 weeks ago, and we had breaks for 2 weeks. So, um, I want to believe that we are all on the same page from what we did in our first two classes. Having said that, I would love us to open our visualization. And in our previous classes, since we have our visualization, since we have it saved in the cloud, we are supposed to just pick it up from the cloud and start or continue working on it where we stop. So to do that, what we usually do is we click on our file, then we say open from Tableau Public as usual, or you can use Control, or you can use Alt plus O to open. So I'll be opening mine, and then when you get to the place where it's asking for your login details, please log in and pick your visualization. So let's do that, everybody, please. Let's do that. Okay. So once we sign in, we know what name we used in saving our visualization. So we should just pick it up and then move ahead. So I'm just gonna look for the name I used in saving mine. Okay. And I've picked mine and I'm opening it. So I want to believe we're all on the same page. So if we all have our visualization open, can we respond by saying yes or just say something so that I know we're on the same page and I'm not talking to myself, please? Thank you.
Yes, please.
And it's opening up.
Okay. Okay, cool. And then I want you to
I'm
know
not
that this
there.
is
I'm not there. I'm still
yeah,
trying to
it's fine.
get to my Tableau.
Yeah, you
And
should do that.
I've logged in, but how do I recall what I saved there? I haven't been here for a while now, really.
Yeah, what I said was once you click on file and you do
How come I
open
don't
from
have file?
Tableau Public, you put in your login details. You know what name you used to save the visualization. Then you just click on it and you open it. And that's where you're fine. Okay.
How come I can't find file?
Okay. So while I run through a bit of what we've done in our previous classes, we started with the installation of Tableau, the Tableau Office, the Tableau Public, sorry. Then we imported our data set, and then we talked about the interface of Tableau before we started our visualization. And I want to remember, I think I gave us an assignment in the last class. I don't know if anybody remembered, but I'm sure I gave us an assignment.
Yes, please.
What?
You gave us.
Yes, I gave us an assignment in our last class. So can somebody remind me what the assignment was all about?
The assignment is about to change the color of the title. That is still by category.
Sales by category, yeah.
Then should do some coloring to our bar.
To what? Coloring to what?
You should put this some profit into the details.
I do not quite agree with that. I remember the assignment very well, but I just want to ask us so that we can be on the same page. I know that we had our class in like
Sorry, can I
two.
just say something?
Yes, please.
Adetoye, you're not supposed to be talking in our class because you're not part of us. You're just listening in. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I just wanted to point that out because that was the instruction given.
Okay.
Because he's an APM, he's not a DA.
Okay.
I was just saying, just to not to be rude. I'm sorry if I come across that
No
way.
problem. Noted.
Yeah.
Okay, so while Adetoye is not saying anything anymore, so who else remembers the assignment?
Yes, he said we should change the fonts of the category, the subcategory, and the profit. Then he said we should change them into colors. He also said we should change the font of we change the font, we change the colors of the font and the colors of the subcategory, the sales and the profits. We should.
Okay, thank you very much. But there is a particular element that is missing. Yes, I agree with you. We should change the font color of the category, subcategory, but inside where? That's where I'm going to now. Inside where?
Oh, where we will change the colors,
Yeah, exactly.
the label
The label. Is it the
or the
label? No.
tooltip. Is it the tooltip?
Yeah. Yes, from the tooltip. Thank you very much. Do we all agree with Adewunke with what she has said? Chinelo and Grace.
I'm
I
not
don't
there
know.
at all. I can't
You're not
open
there at
Tableau. I
all.
can't do anything. This Tableau is always giving me trouble.
Wait, hold
I
on,
know I've
Chinelo.
opened it. I've worked on this file, but
Wait,
suddenly
wait,
I can't
wait.
find it.
Wait, it's fine. It's fine. We'll rectify it. What's the problem exactly? Let's know what the problem is, then we can
I opened
sort it.
Tableau. I sign in, but I don't see how to go and bring your data, all those things. I don't see. It's
Can
just
you share your screen? Are
okay.
you
Let me
able
share
to?
it. Yeah, let
Are
me
you able to
share.
share your screen?
Yeah,
Okay, because I want to stop sharing for you to go ahead and share, please. And please be fast about it. We've not done anything today. Please.
this is my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, it's coming up. No, Chinelo, you're on the wrong part of the whole thing. You're supposed to open the Tableau software from your laptop, not coming to your cloud account. Okay. Now
Okay, let me.
just search for Tableau from your search bar inside what you've just opened. Yeah. Your search bar. Your search bar. Your search bar is just up there. What you have, search for app settings. Yes. Just put Tableau there. Do you have it installed on your system at all?
That's one thing I don't know whether it's stored, but I've used it and I've
Where
downloaded
did
it.
you
You know
use
this
it?
downloading, yeah? You know that period we're downloading. I downloaded it.
Yes.
I
Can
signed in.
you?
I used it.
Okay, so it means did you like follow us through the first and second class?
Was it not when we downloaded it and everything?
The first class was when we downloaded it and we did our first visualization. And then we further went to create our first major visualization in the second class. Okay, at least you saw what I was sharing. So if you do not have that on your screen as well, it means you are really lagging behind. So can you just go through to your folder and see? Let's look at your download. No, wait, hold on. You're not logging in from here, please. Hold on. Can you come to your task bar where you have your folder?
My folder.
Wait, yes, just yes. No, your folder is this yellowish thing that look like a folder. Yes, open it. Open it. Yes. So can you go to your downloads? Your downloads, yeah, to the left. So do you have Tableau here? Can you
Mm,
scroll down? If you have Tableau here,
no, it's not here.
oh Jesus, you don't. It means you've not installed
But
Tableau all the
I've
while.
downloaded. Do you know this thing is troublesome? I've downloaded it and I've used it.
It's
So where did it go again?
unfortunately it's not troublesome. You probably are not
I don't
um
know.
getting it,
Everything, if
to
I
be
download it,
honest.
I don't find them. But I will download
Adegoke,
it
can
several
you pause
times.
the recording, please? Can you pause the recording? Yes, thank you very much. I forgot. Can you expand your screen? Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, nice. Thank you very much. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing now. Okay, so I'll come back to sharing my screen so that we can kickstart today's class. So I want to believe my screen is back on. So back to today's activities. In our previous class, we started working with some of many elements in Tableau, and like I said in our previous class, that this is a sales data set, and we really want to explore this sales data set to show insights and to give organizations insights on what decisions to make concerning their products. And one of the things we did was we created an item hierarchy, and you would realize that for everything you do on Tableau, there is always one small tiny icon showing representing something. Just like we have this hierarchy logo that has one head and two legs, indicating there are two it's just indicating hierarchy, so to say. And when we close this hierarchy to just show the main item, and when we open it, it further gives us what is in those hierarchies. And I mentioned to us that, for example, if we want to work with categories and subcategory, all we need to do is drag item, because that is the name of the hierarchy. Because once we drag item, we have automatically dragged both the category and the subcategory. And the same thing applies to location, which was the second hierarchy we created. And we dragged in the country, state, region, city, and postal code into that hierarchy to compress all of the information into one location. So when we want to work on the map visualization in Tableau, we would see what we will do with the location information or with the location data that are inside this data set. So with that, we're able to format our visualization. We took out all of the lines, all of the information on the x and the y axis. We took all of those informations out because our tooltip is doing that information for us. And one of the things we talked about in our last class was, we said, let us just play around the tooltip. Let's give the subcategory another font type, and the sales, let's give it another color. So what we are supposed to do is just come into the tooltip. That's where we want to do this little formatting. All of these things are called formatting. So when we come into the tooltip, for us to do anything in the tooltip, we have to highlight it. So for example, if I highlight my subcategory now, and I say, okay, I want to change the font type, and I come to tablet semi bold, and I come to the font type as well, the font, the font size, and I want to change it. All I need to do is come to the font and do a little bit of this changes that I want to make. However, we shouldn't forget that all of the information on this left part of our tooltip, they have to carry the same font type, font size. Now, if we want to distinguish one information to the other, we can come to the right side of the information to, if you want to give it a color, if you want to change the font type, if you want to bold, italics, or if you want to underline it, just to show, just to reference some information. That's when we can do all of that. So here I have my font. My font is tablet semi bold. So all I need to do is just do the same thing to my subcategory and my profit. So all I need to do is 10, and I can then change the dark font to a darker shade of black, and I do the same thing to my sales. I change the font to semi-bold, and I change it to a darker shade of black. And that way, everything is is the same. Everything is the same. So I want to see that, okay, there is a bold icon on this, on the previous information. So we need to be very careful so that everything can be the same. And I want to say my sales, I want to change it to, I want to change the color to a dark, a shade of green, so that the information can be different. And of course, we can decide to bold it if we want. Can decide to bold it and then do the same thing to others. And when we come to the category and the subcategories, we can leave those ones in black, for example, so that we know that the qualitative and the quantitative data, or the information, they are showing two different things. And once I say okay and I move my cursor around, we can see that the sales has a 207K, for example, and it's green, and then profit is showing a shade of blue, while the category and the subcategory of the product are just a shade of black. So that is what I wanted us to do, just to play around these elements on Tableau, so that we will not just dissect all this data set and not be able to format it properly. And then we further went into the numbering, the formatting of the numbers that will be displayed on our visualization, so they can look very nice and not just show 330,000,000.0000, which is not, or which will not look nice. So tonight we want to open another worksheet. So for us to open another worksheet, all we need to do is click on the new worksheet icon that is just beside the sales by category visualization that we created. So we should, let's click on the icon and open a new workbook so that we can continue our work. So tonight we have worked on sales by category, and then we want to now go into profit by category. Want to go into profit by category. So while we show information concerning the sales, we should show information concerning the profits as well. Yes, that's what we want to do tonight. However, we should understand that you can easily duplicate our sales by category, but we should do all this when we are pro of whatever we are doing, when we are fully professionals concerning what we are doing, or concerning whatever software we are using. So when we duplicate a particular page, all we need to do then is to change these few elements that are inside the page, so that we can have the right information inside the inside the visualization, of course. So now for us to work with our profits, now the same thing we did with our sales by category is what we want to do with profit by category. But what we want to do now is we are subtracting, not subtracting, we are subbing sales for profit. So I want us to unmute our mics, and then let us, you people should be the one to walk me through the things I want to do on my profit by category. Don't forget, it's not like I don't know what I want to do, but I just want to be sure that we know what we are doing all together. So it will be nice for us to unmute our mics so that we can do it together. And if we make mistakes, of course, I'll correct us. So for us to, and if you want me to call names, of course I can do that. It's not a problem. Love us to I would love us to just unmute our mics and and say one or two. So now for us to visualize our profit by category, what is the first thing we are going to do? What is the first thing? Anybody? Anybody?
We drag the profit to the Canva.
To the Canva, okay? No.
I don't know, Jared.
No, it's fine. I like that you are talking now. It's fine. Okay, now let's just demo what you've said. If I drag the profit to the Canva, this is what it will give me. Actually, when we want to do executive summary, this is what we are going to do. We just drag and drop the information on the Canva, and we get the total figure of that information. However, we are not doing executive summary tonight, so that's not what we're going to do. So, any other person, any other idea?
You can drop the profit to the row.
Yes, we can. Yes, no, we can. We should drop the profit to the
Profit to the row.
To the row. So what's the next thing? What's the next thing?
You drop the
Wait,
category.
don't talk. Wait, don't talk. Another person should talk.
How about I'm lost, but I'm just going along.
Okay, it's fine.
Because
it's fine.
I want to
understand.
understand what are we doing. I know we have a data. What are we actually using that data to do? What are we trying to achieve?
Hold on. Okay, I'll answer your question. Now I want us to understand that we have a lot of DAs on this call. So don't let Adetoyi outshine you guys, oh please. Don't let Adetoyi outshine you guys. Okay. So to answer your question, Chinelo, if you were in our last two classes, we talked about what this data set is all about, meaning that it is a sales data set. Now, if you open the Excel file that you have, which is the data set, you would see that it has, in that particular workbook, it has 3 sheets. And that is the orders. If I remember very well, it has orders, it has salesperson, and what is that other thing? It has 3 sheets. I've forgotten the name of the third sheet. Now, when you got the data, when you opened your Tableau, I asked you to drag out order, right? To bring it on the canvas. So that
But
we
I
can,
think it has orders, returns, and people. Is that it? Is that
thank
what
you.
you mean?
Yeah, orders, return, and people. And inside the order is one sheet, the return is another sheet, the people is another sheet, making 3 sheets in one workbook. Just like when we have 3 papers inside a whole book. Do you get now? So that is what that is just all about. Now, the data set contains data information, contains qualitative and quantitative information. Now, if you remember very well in our last classes, Chinelo, let me ask you this question now. So I said we have quantitative and qualitative data type. Do you remember what the qualitative and the quantitatives are? Do you remember? Yes or no? Yes or no? Please be fast. Chinelo, I'm talking to you now. Respond, please.
I remember. I think
So
qualitative is just words, then quantitative is not our numbers, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. That's what I want to hear. Now, inside the other sheet, we have both quantitative and qualitative data sets inside it. And like you mentioned, some are numbers, some are words. Now, they are not, you don't use words for them because they are informational data. For example, now, the categories of those products, they are information for the numbers of sales of that particular product. So for example, we have electronics. That is the category of that particular product. Now, electronics, under that electronics, we have, for example, we have fans, we have TVs, we have all of these informations. Those are informational data for the category of those products, and at the end of the day, you see the sales that were made on each of those products. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, you are.
So now those are the information and the monetary value of those products. Now, we understood the data set, and we know that for us to visualize this data set, we need to work on some certain things, like showing which product has the highest sales, which product has the highest profits, which products made the lowest sales, which product made the lowest profits, in which of the region are we making the highest sales, in which of the region are we making the lowest sales, in which of the region do we have the highest sales person. For example, let me use a real estate company that is in different states or different cities. Now, at the end of every quarters or every it's usually every quarters, they look at the salesperson with the highest sales amount and they gift that person. So now all of these elements are there just for us to analyze the data, to look at the data and to perform our analysis,
Okay.
so that we will show the organization that this is what this data is saying. Most of the time, organization data, they speak to the organization, letting them know where they are financially, letting them know where they are product wise. Like,
Yeah.
let me use Amazon for example now. Amazon, for example, if Amazon is selling a particular product for, let's say you are in the UK now, they are selling it for £50, and that product is not doing well in the market. If you check back after like 2 3 weeks, Amazon would have reduced the amount of that product to, let's say, 35 £30, because they want people to buy. Now Amazon will now look for another product that is doing very well in the market. They will now increase the price of that product to complement for the loss on that previous product. Now, we might not know all these things, but analysis will help us know that, okay, this product was not doing very well. We've lost a ton of money on this product, but on this other product, we have recovered that money back, even times two. So that is how all of these things work. So if the data analysts of Amazon, if they have analyzed their weekly data and they see that this product is doing this or doing that, by the time they will come the next week, it will have helped them to make decision concerning that product, to come up with a strategy on what to do concerning that product, and then roll out the strategy, speak to the sales to their sales department. This is what we want to do concerning this product, this, that, and they roll out all of those things and they change information concerning that product, and at the end of the day, Amazon is not losing any money. But we will assume that, okay, we are buying it for at a lower price, while some people are buying another product at a relatively higher price. So that is one out of many things that analysis helps us to do. So basically, that is what we want to do here. So I don't know if I'm making any meaning.
Yes, Albert, thank you. It's making sense now. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me like 1 minute? I need to change over my lights. Please, you can pause the recording. Thank you. So basically, that is what we want to do here, to do analysis of the data set that we have, so that at the end of the day, we can put all of this information on a dashboard to say, okay, this is how the business is doing so far. This is the historical sales information concerning the organization in the last 10, 20, 15, 30 years, something like that. So I would encourage you to please listen carefully so that you can grasp it, and that is all. Okay. So now back to our analysis of today. Want to analyze the profit information of this data set. And now somebody said we'll bring the profit to the row. And don't forget, we are working with rows and columns just as in our Excel as well. So you just need to know what information you want to put on the rows, what information you want to put on the columns. Now, even if you don't know what information you want to put on the rows and on the column, Tableau has a swap button that you can swap information for each other. For example, now I would swap the profit to my column now. Let me just leave it on my column. Now you would see that profit on my row is giving me bars, straight bars. Now, but profit on my columns is giving me this type of bar. Now, if I now bring my item, which is category, if I now bring it to the rows, this is what I will have. However, it's still the same information. It is giving me the same answer, but if I swap the rows for the column, this is what I will have. And then from the least to the highest, we have sort ascending. We can sort ascending and descending, like I mentioned in our previous class. This is our sort ascending and sort descending button. So if I sort descending, it will start from the highest profit information. If I sort descending, it will start from the lowest profit information. Now, if you look at the information now, you will see that furniture has the lowest profit. Technology has the highest profit. So, Chinelu, now back to you now. If you are a stakeholder in this organization, looking at this information on this screen now, what can you say about this visualization? What can you say? Just think
Well,
of
I can
just
see
think.
that where is that your arrow? What's that popular arrow? I can see that technology.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in ascending or descending?
This is ascending from lowest to the
Ascending.
highest.
Okay. So I can see that technology has the highest sale, isn't it?
We're dealing with profit now.
Okay, profit. Yeah, has the highest profit.
Okay.
In this sale period, yeah, followed by office supplies, then furniture.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if I now break down the category into the different subcategories now, look at it carefully now. What can you say about it again? Look at it carefully.
I think it's telling us, it's added more what do you call it now, subcategory supplies, yeah, we have, and then it's telling us again where we've made losses.
Okay, thank you very much. That's quite good. Now, what we just did is, we have this hierarchy, which is element hierarchy. I mean, item hierarchy, where we've brought in our category and subcategory. So having dragged the item hierarchy into my column, I have automatically dragged category and subcategory into the column. Now, when I break down the category into its different subcategories, it will further enlighten us, or it will further show us the insight of this data, how this product are doing. So automatically we know that tables under furniture is like minus 17,000 in profit. Now, when I made reference to Amazon, for example, now this is that case. If table was not making sales and we decided to reduce the sales amount and people rushed it. Now, to some people, we are making sales, but we are actually making loss because we have brought down the sales amount, or the original amount. We've brought it down so that to accommodate people to buy this product, so that the product does not just stay in the warehouse. Now, when you now come to copiers, now copiers has the highest profit. Now, if copier was making so much sales, we can come to copier and increase the sale of copier, because we know that people cannot do with copier. For example, let's just assume that people cannot do without copier, and we increase the sales, people will keep buying. And because of that, the profit we are supposed to get on this table, we have actually gotten it on copier, but in analysis, table is showing loss, and that's just it. So basically, we have been able to dissect this data to show us which of the product is making profit, which of the product is not making profit. Now, if we now want to, now another question now, if we now want to separate, we have three elements here now, which is technology, office supply, and furniture. But we want to separate this information by color. We want to give them three different colors now, so that we know that when we see green, green is furniture. When we see red, red is office supply, for example. When we see yellow, yellow is technology. So what do we do? Can anybody answer that question on what we are going to do, please? Like I said, we want to do this visualization together.
And we're going to add colors to them, I think.
How do we add color? Add color, okay.
We edit it.
No. Say whatever you want to say. If it's wrong, of course, I'm here to correct it. It's not a... Please talk.
We drag
So,
it
Nobody
to
is...
the color.
Yeah. What?
We drag the categories to the color.
We drag category to color, right? So let's drag category to color. For example, we drag category to color. Okay. So, Chinelo, can you see now that we have to drag one element into something for that thing to happen? So automatically, when I come to this category now, it is legend. This is called legend. Adetoye, I see your hand up. I'll come to you ASAP. This legend now, if you click on office supply, for example, it will show you information concerning office supply. It will blow out the remaining information. If I come to technology, it will do the same thing. So Adetoye, you have your hands up. What's the question, please?
So Albert,
I'm okay, man. I'm okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Chinelo, over to you, please.
So Albert, do you just drag it into color? Don't you choose? So now we just drag this category into color, and it chose by us what color to give whatever. Or can I make my own choices what color I want to?
Of course, yes, good question. You can do that. Now, in our previous classes, I mentioned that Tableau is a drag and drop process. You have to pick whatever you want to work with and drop it. Now, when you want to change the color to your preferred color, that's when you come into the color palette itself. You come into the color palette. You come into the color palette and you do edit colors. Okay? Now, these are the colors you have here. These are the automatic color Tableau assigned to the visualization. However, if we want to change the color, let's say we want to change furniture to something else, all I need to do is click on furniture, then select the new color that I want. Click on office supply, select the color that I want. Click on technology, select the color that I want. Then I say, you can say apply. You can say then okay. As you can see now, the colors have changed. So that is how we can, that's how we can change. That's how we can change the color, the color information of our visualization. And then when we come into the color, you can work on the opacity. You can work on the opacity depending on what you want. You can change the borders. If you want a border, you can give it a black border, for example. You can give it a white border. As you can see that the borders are taking shape. You can give it a blue border if you want. You can give it a, let's leave it at black border, for example, and say, okay. So that way we have been able to change our color to something else. Okay. And then we can now sort ascending or sort descending, depending on how we want the visualization to look like. Okay. Now, don't forget, we have a lot of things to do on this visualization. We have a lot of things to do on this visualization. So can somebody pinpoint what can we do to this visualization? For us, this is what we want to achieve. This is what we want to achieve. So look at it very well now. Look at it very well now. So now, what do we do to this visualization? Anybody?
I think we can start adding the amounts.
How do we add the amount?
I
Don't
think
forget, we are
it's
working with profit. You keep saying sales. We are working with profit.
with profit. Okay, so
Yeah.
those amounts I'm saying that they're the profits for each one.
Which amount? This?
The each table represents. You know, the one you went back to. I was looking at the
Yes.
one you went back to.
This is sales, actually. These are sales amount of this
Okay.
product. Yeah.
Yeah, since you said we need to make ours to look like that one, so can we put the sales amount on top of the this thing, the tables?
No, we are working with profit. So we can, if we are working
Okay.
with profit, we cannot put the sales amount on. We can put the sales amount inside the tooltip. Now, when you come to the first visualization,
Yeah.
if you, on the tooltip, you can see profit inside the tooltip to show the profit amount of the particular
Yeah.
product. So we
Yeah.
can do the same thing inside the profit to bring in the sales amount. Adeto, you have your hands raised.
Yes, I also say that you can, when you drag the profit into the label, they will now bring up
Okay.
the amount on the label of each.
Okay, so let's do
Then you
that.
can now format again.
Okay,
Do the
so
other.
let's bring our profit into the label. Okay, so we have the profit amount of each of the on each of the products. Thank you, Aditoye. Any other person? I want somebody else to talk. Where are the DAs on this group? If people are quiet, you cannot be quiet. Oh, Grace, you have not said anything since. I can't hear you. They don't care. You people should talk.
I think Grace is unable to talk today.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So, but I don't-
Okay, they don't care. You talk for her then. Oh yeah.
Okay, yes, we can put the profit, like the last time you did, we can. I'm not sure if that will work here. Okay, yeah, we can do the.
Just so go ahead and say what you want to say.
Okay, we can change like, for instance, the figures 26,590. We can put them in Ks. We can
Okay, so let's do that. That's what I want to format. That's what I want to
yeah,
format.
format.
So
Yeah.
for us to format, all we need to do is right click on any of the bars, then we'll do format. And don't forget, I told us that we have to select the fields at all times, the field you want to work on. Now, do we want to format the subcategory or the category? Now, when you click on the subcategory or the category, now it means you want to work on this. If you selected subcategory, you want to work on furniture, office supplies, and technology. Now, when you click on category, you want to work on category, subcategory elements. So, but because we want to work with the numbering, so let's click on profit. Then we look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the numbers. We click on it. Then I said in our previous class, we want to work with currency custom. Currency custom. Don't always forget currency custom. We take out the decimal places to 0, and of course, we want to change our display units to case, and it automatically changed to case. And I love to leave mine at my prefix at dollars, at the dollar sign. If you're in the UK, you can use pound sign, and then if you're within the EU, you can use the pound sign as well. So having done that, I can now click out of it. Then I can decide to change the font to something bold, a darker shade of black. Okay. And I reduced the font size to 8. And if you want to italics it, of course, we can do that, but I don't think it is necessary. So we started formatting little by little, little by little. Then I can now come back to fields again, come to subcategory, and then I'll change the font to, let's look at something else. Let's look at something else. Let's look at Tableau Medium. And let's change font size to 10. Give it a darker shade of black. Now, as you can see that the below information carrying the product names is actually taking shape. But the truth is we don't need it. We don't need it actually. We don't need the profit on this side. We don't need this. information on the x-axis as well. This is the y-axis and the x-axis. So all we need to do is just right click on it and say hide. Okay, let me come back. Let me do Ctrl Z. Can right click on it, and then we'll do show header. Actually, show header, and everything is gone. Click on the x-axis, the y-axis, do show header, and it's gone. And then we have this information. We have it just like this. Now, to further format the headings, you can come to category, for example, look at the font size. You can increase the font size, change it to a darker shade of black. You can even take it up a bit. And then I love to give I love to give this particular information a color, something like that. Then we'll click out. Then I come to click on this category. All right, click on it, and I can do hide fields for labeling, blah blah blah. I Ctrl Z it to take me back a bit. Right click, hide fields label for columns. Because I really do not need it. Then I have this visualization just like this. So as we can all see, it is looking like this. The only thing stopping this from looking like this is this Canva. So we want to remove all of these lines. We want to remove all of these lines. We want to remove all of these lines. That is still inside the formatting. So when we come to lines, we click on it. Then we have to start looking for taking out all the lines. As you can see, immediately I changed the 0 lines, something went off. So we have to start shutting off all of the lines so that we can have a blank Canva. Then our visualization can look the way it is supposed to look like. Then we can come into the rows as well. Come into the rows, look for the grid lines and say none. As you can see, the grid lines is entirely off. Come into the columns, there is nothing. Come into the there is alignment here. We can look at it. It does not have anything. There is shading here. Does not have any line. There is the borders as well. Does not have. It does have the pane line, which is grand total. We can take that off as well. The header, if you want to take the header line off, we can do that as well. The column divider, can take it off. So the column divider is actually off now, as you can see. If I change it to something else, the column divider will come up, but we don't want it really. Then there is no other line apart from this line that covers, that is just below the subcategory information. So that's way we have successfully taken out all the lines. Now we have this, and then we have this, which look almost the same, but in terms of profit, they are different information. Okay. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to work on the tooltip. As you can see, the tooltip is showing subcategory, category, subcategory, and the profit amount. And I mentioned something in our last class that if we want our sales to show inside this tooltip, what do we do? Can anybody answer that question? Because I'm throwing all of these questions to us so that we can understand the basic of this this visualization software. So when we move forward, it will not be difficult, to be honest. So it
Do
will be
we
so
drag and
simple.
drop
Just drag and drop what?
the cells?
Where are we dragging? Where are we dropping it? Yes, we are going to drag and drop the sales, but I understand that you are trying to use style because I mentioned sales. But for me to know that you know what you're talking about, we are dragging it from where, dropping it to where. That's the question now.
If we drag it from the left-hand side on where it's listed under the tables, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And we drag it to the, what do I call this? Is it rows?
No.
Tooltip.
What?
Tooltip.
No.
The label.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So
No,
it's not tooltip, yeah?
we don't drag it.
Mm.
We write.
So what do we do?
We write. We write.
No, don't even go there. We're not like clicking.
Oh,
Okay, basically, I told us in our last class that when you want any information to show inside the tooltip, all you need to do is drag that information, drop it inside details.
Oh,
Do
details.
you remember?
No,
You do not.
no.
Does anybody remember I mentioned this?
Yes, you mentioned it.
Yeah. We'll drag and drop it inside details. That way, automatically, it will come into your tooltip. Can you see now? Can you see? So that's the sales now. So if I close it and bring my cursor to any of these bars, you can see the sales amount showing the sales amount. Okay. So basically, that's how we bring in information into the tooltip so that we have a robust information with what we are working with. So basically, that's how we can do it. That's how we can bring in information into the the tooltip. Okay, now I was trying to check something. Now you would realize that when I brought in the sales into the tooltip, it is not looking like 21K, for example. It's a scattered number, right? We all agree it's a scattered number. Now, for us to achieve the same information as profit, all we need to do is right click as usual, come to format, then we select the field we want to format, sum sales. Now, when you select the sum sales and you try to work on this particular number that is here, you are actually not working on the sales, but you will need to select this pane. This pane simply means the present worksheet you are working on, the present sheet you are working on. If you select pane now, you'll see that the interface changed a bit. It changed to something else. So axis is something else, pane is something else. So if I now come back into the pane and look at the numbers, and I say custom, just the usual way we used to change the numbers, and I say I leave my decimal places at 0, I change the display unit to case, and I click out. You can see that now that sales is showing in the same format manner as profit. So we can all agree now that we can easily bring in information from the measures into the tooltip so that we can have a robust visualization. Also, when we bring in when we want to bring in information into the tooltip, there is always a button called insert button. When you click on insert, as you can see, the insert has a lot of elements. When we get to the class where we make use of inserts, we will do it. But I'm just showing us we can always come to insert and put or add that information we want our tooltip to show. So if I take off this sum sales now, if I delete it and say okay, and it is out. Now, I have already added it into my detail, but because I've added it into the detail, it will automatically be inside this tooltip, but I will have to come to insert and add some sales. But it will only show like this. So all I need to do is now come to the side and add sales. And then I put my column right in front of it. And I say, okay. and I click OK. And as you can see now, my sales is showing right under the tooltip. So that way we are able to add all of this information into this visualization. Now, then when we want to rename this particular sheets, I told us to always rename from this below part. So all you need to do is double click and say profit by category. Okay, something missing. Profit by category, and I click on enter. You see automatically that it has taken effect. And if I want to work on the title, all I need to just highlight the information here and not change anything. And I say, okay, I want to change it to semi-bold. I want to leave it at 16, bold, a darker shade of black. And we can align it to the center. You can do anything you want to do. As you can see, it has aligned itself to the center. We can do the same thing. We can do the same thing with the sales by category as well, because I remember that I told us to do something on it. We can absolutely do the same thing. Change the darker shade of black. Center, okay. So as you can see now, the same the same visualization we have here in sales, we have in profit. So this way we have been able to visualize this data to show which product is not making profit for the organization, and for the organization to know which of the products is really making profit and which one is not, making profit. Okay, so having done that, I want to ask if we're all on the same page. Are we all on the same page? Do we have a... Yes, please go ahead. So what did you say, please?
How did you edit the profit by category? The sheet naming title.
I said,
Yeah,
okay. You see where my cursor is, right?
yes.
Once you double click,
Yeah.
you then
You
give it the
can.
name you want to give it. You click on your enter button. Then the name automatically take effect here.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, you can change the name here as well, but it is more effective when you change it from the sheet name itself below.
Okay.
Then when you want to maybe format the title, all you need to do is
Format it.
double click. Once you
Okay.
double click, it will show as sheet name. Then you can
Okay.
do your Control A to highlight it.
Okay.
Then you do whatever formatting you want to do. So that's where you have easily formatted the title of the visualization. Okay. And we have been able to remove the lines from the visualization. Adito, you have your hands raised, please go ahead.
Sir, how can we interpret this furniture? Because you have the bars on 2 dimensions. One are going up, one are down. So
Yeah,
how do you
now
interpret this?
if you bring your your cursor to the bars, you see they are minus. They are actually not making sales. They are making loss. Naturally, the bars are supposed to go up in profit, but when it goes down like this, it's actually not making sales. It's actually not making profit.
But it doesn't show minus on the tooltip. When
Really?
you click on, click, put it again, you see it doesn't. I didn't see minus there to show actually like those ones down.
Yes, it didn't show minus.
Yeah, those ones pointing down. Where should you show minus? Yeah, for you to show that is a loss. I know
Okay.
already the bar is telling us is a loss, but shouldn't the
Okay.
tooltip also show us that? Yeah.
Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Usually it is deficit naturally. Okay. Uh,
Maybe because when you are doing the formatting, you did the error.
no, as
Because
you
on
can
my
see,
own,
wait, hold on. Now look at my cursor now.
yes,
Can you see it is minus 17,000,
Yeah.
minus 3,000? Can you see?
yes, yes,
So usually these are supposed to be minus, as you can
yes.
see. So I don't know why it's not showing
Maybe
minus here.
maybe during the formatting, you did the error.
I don't think so, but let me check. Yeah, it could be. It could be. It could be. Could be. Let me go back to the formatting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's look at automatic. Okay. Okay, it's showing minus 17K now. So let's see. Okay.
That negative values is there.
Okay, it is actually supposed to be number custom, not currency custom. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, it's supposed to be number custom.
Okay.
So please just go back to the formatting, select the field as profit, then use number custom and not currency custom.
Okay.
Yep. It is supposed to be currency number custom. Okay. Supposed to be number custom. Have we corrected that, please? Thank you for calling my attention to that. Profit. Then don't forget the display needs to K. Okay. Okay. So have we all corrected that? Have we all corrected that, please? Can you respond so that I know we're on the same page?
My table disappeared and I had to start all over again. So
Your table disappeared, K.
I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. It just went blank. So I had to start all over again.
Okay. Okay, so what about Chinelo and Aditoye? Are we on the same page?
Albert, I've seen what you've done. I have to go back
Yes,
and
of course. Take
recreate
your time.
everything and start everything. I know I've done the first bit and the second bit, just getting to this point. I hope I
Yes.
remember everything. I have to go back to the lesson and try my hands on it and then
Yes, take your
create
time.
it.
Take your
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
I'm
Take your
just
time.
listening. I've not done my own table.
What?
I'm just listening.
Okay. I trust you'll be able to do your table.
Yes, I want to do it.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so is there any other question? Is there any question? Any
Uh,
question?
I just thank God for the error you made mention to us. That number
Okay.
custom and thank you.
So
Okay.
Herbert, the question I have is,
Yeah.
so whatever we're formatting or creating or visualizing
Yeah.
has to do with what the requirement is, isn't it?
Of course, definitely. You cannot just work on
Yeah.
what you want. It has to be what the stakeholders want to see, because they have needs. So you have to work based on their needs.
Okay.
Yes. Any other question?
Thank you. It's a lot, but I think we'll get there.
Well, it's actually not a lot, to be honest. We ought
You're
to.
so good with it because you've already been using it. We just need to, Tablet has a lot of features. It's really interesting. Just
Yeah,
trying
it's
your
really
hands and then
interesting. Really interesting. Okay. To round up tonight's class, I don't know if you want us to stop here or to demo the map, but I don't want to put a lot on us at the same time. I really don't want to put a lot, but okay, let's stop here. We'll continue from our next we'll continue with the map from our next class. I'll be sure to start from there. So please, let's try to be up to date on everything we've done so far. Then let's please let's revisit these classes so that we can, the subsequent classes can it will be much more simpler when we get to that time. So I don't know if there is any question. Is there any question? Good evening, Mr. DG. Ade, okay, you can stop recording if there is no question.